kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Back in, cuts to his forward, take the shot, he scores!
With Mount Lebo 8-3. So these two teams, both of whom were in the running for the regular season championship and the Penguins Cup last year, are off to fine starts, despite, of course, as always is the case in high school sports, working some new athletes into the lineup, in addition to seeing if they can get that old chemistry back from last year. And these two teams have had a lot of success lately. For Jim McVeigh, now in his 22nd season coaching Bethel Park, the time appears to be now. None of his current players have beaten Peters Township, including an 0-3 mark against the Indians last year. But after a St. Margaret Icebreaker tournament victory last month and that big win against Upper St. Clair last week, conditions seem prime, we'll put it that way, for Bethel Park to give Peters Township a run for its money. The last time these two teams met was last February. Biggest game of the season, basically decided the regular season title, and Peters Township came out of here with a 7-3 win. Bethel Park scored the first two, but PT scored 7 of the last 9 in that one, running away with it and taking the regular season crown. Yes, it was another regular season victory for Rick Tingle's team last season. Count them up. You can see the banners across the way here at South Point. They've got 10 in all, including the last 2 in a row. And for Rick Tingle, another longtime coach, he's looking at a team that might have to play a little more conservative in the offensive zone, but he wants this team to be just as aggressive on the forecheck. With, however, the losses of a couple of big guns from last year, Ryan Luppy, the team captain, Torrey Schwartz, the leading goal scorer among them, it may have to be a little bit more of a team game for the Indians and not quite as high risk of an offensive game. And for Bethel Park, they always want to play a team game, always want to play a 5-man game. Talking to Jim McVeigh last night, who, by the way, uses Rick Tingle's vacation home on the beach during the summer. These two know each other very well, but Jim McVeigh knows his team very well and how he wants it to play. It worked out very well in week 1, as I mentioned, in the St. Margaret tournament out at the Alpha Ice Complex in Harmarville. You just heard the buzzer here. Warm-ups are over. Peters Township wearing the white jerseys with the red and black trim. Bethel Park, as I mentioned, in the familiar black and orange. Referees Taylor and Steen getting the players gathered up around their nets as they prepare to line up at center ice for the national anthem. Again, we'll try to present as many Peters Township games as possible this season. We'll focus on the home games, but also trying to get to as many road games as we can. We've had some technical issues with the video side of things on Facebook. Everything is good on Peters Township Community Television, and thank you to them for their the equipment and the capability to put these things on the air. But on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, looking at an audio-only broadcast tonight, at least for right now. I want to give a shout-out to Brian Mitchell for helping to make this all possible. Also, Alan Saunders, the founder of Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, and Bill Wilbert with the Peters Township program for their hospitality over the past 5 seasons I've been doing this on the television side. Set to line up at the blue lines for the first of 2 matchups between these two teams this year, with 11 teams in Class AAA, Upper St. Clair moving up. It's a very basic 20-game schedule. You'll play each team twice, unlike last year when we had the unbalanced situation, some 3 matchups, some 2 matchups. Not so the case this year. Audio only this week. We'll look to have that set up for next week on the video side here on Facebook. But as I mentioned, Peters Township Community Television carrying the video feed after the fact here. Another matchup between Bethel Park and Peters Township. Bethel Park last year finished the season at 13-5. Peters Township was 14-3 with 1 shootout loss. For Bethel Park, returning 8 skaters from last season, plus a goaltender in Dominic Zavola. And Peters Township returning 10 from last year's regular season championship team, and another Penguins Cup final trip, but unable to bring home the hardware, despite making it all the way to the final for the second consecutive year, were the Indians. So that's the goal, to get back there and try to rectify and change things, change that script. But that's all the way in March. We're here in October and getting ready to start game number 2 of a 20-game regular season. Mark Lehman to face it off for Peters Township, and he wins the draw, taking it away from Sean Merkel of Bethel Park, and out come the Indians now into the offensive zone. Mark Lehman with a high wrist shot. Rebound in front. Oh, and Eric Wilbert put it just wide of the net. Lehman trying to stuff it in, and a couple of chances. They score. Lehman gets the goal. The captain for the Indians has put it behind the goaltender Luke Duda, the sophomore who gets the start for Bethel Park. That's a rude awakening. It's 1-0, and Mark Lehman, who had 3 goals last week, he's got 4 now in 4 periods. Not even 4 periods. Impressive for the rangy senior center. And as I mentioned, wearing the captaincy, has the Indians on top just 16 seconds into this game. So Eric Wilbert missed a wide-open chance, but then Lehman was there to bang it home at even strength. And the Indians go back to work on the forecheck. It's swung around to the far side wall. That's where Aiden Alexander picks it off the wall. But it's cleared down by Nolan Placio of Bethel Park. On the announcement, Lehman gets the goal from Eric Wilbert. Could be up to 4 Wilberts on the ice. All 4, the quadruplets, made the varsity squad. All 4 seniors, including Katie Wilbert, one of the few girls who play on a boys' team in PIHL. I don't believe she's in the lineup tonight, but Rick Tingle says she plays perfect hockey. Very fundamentally sound, as you might imagine. Icing here against Bethel Park will bring the face-off back into Blackhawks real estate. So I introduced Luke Duda to you. Last week, 33 saves in the win against Upper St. Clair. He's in the net for Bethel Park, down to my right. And for the Indians, it's the junior Aaron Simmons. Indians win this draw in the offensive zone. Jake Bush's shot is off the stick of Duda and bounces free to the Blackhawks. Picked up in flight by Joey Wondrisco. He had a hat trick last week. Long shot, save made by Simmons. Rebound available in the low slot and fired out of danger by Lehman. The Blackhawks back to it. Ripping a pass. Up ahead was Jacob Lang. It's off the skate of Wondrisco, though, and it deflects into the offensive zone. The Blackhawks are offside. Timing disrupted on the regroup. Bethel Park lost last year's AAA top setup man in J.C. Bell to graduation. He had 18 assists to go with 14 goals. Also, of note, Thomas Wooster, 5 goals from the blue line. He has moved on, and the captain, Vince Vituccio, from last season's Blackhawks team, 12 goals, 6 assists. He's off to the land of the university. Jake Bush wheeling this one around for the Indians in their own zone. They try to work it out. Top line out there again for Rick Tingle. Bush will carry it out of his own end and shoot it up in the direction of the Bethel Park bench. Doesn't get through. So Drew Wilbert has to regather and feed it over on far wing side for the shoot-in by Seth Hanna. Senior D-man played 12 games last year. As I mentioned, Peters Township returns 10 skaters, plus a goaltender in Alex Wilbert. Helped them win a state championship as a freshman did Wilbert, but he's out right now with an injury, trying to recover and get set for the second half of the season. So Rick Tingle is going to rotate some goalies. Aaron Simmons gets his first shot. Icing here against the Peters Township Indians as the errant breakout pass slid down the ice all 200 feet. 14:33 to go in the first period. Peters Township already on top 1-0, picking up where they left off last week. They got 5 first-period goals against Mount Lebo. Led 5-0. It was 3-3 the rest of the way, but by that point the horse was well out of the barn. And so the Indians got off to that 1-0 start. Martins working into the offensive zone for Peters Township. Stumbled down to a knee, but played it over into the corner. Anthony Foltz couldn't make anything happen, and the Blackhawks break it back out. Pass over to Tyler Miller, does not connect. It's intercepted by Peters Township's Aiden Alexander. He couldn't make a clean play, and it's right back in the possession of Bethel Park, and Tyler Miller inside his own blue line. Delayed offside here against Peters Township, but the puck drifts out into the neutral ice area. Alexander, cross-rink dish for PT, and a hand in the air, and a hooking penalty coming up. Hand in the air from one of the men in stripes. Hooking the call against Bethel Park, so the Blackhawks go shorthanded, already trailing it. 1-0, 3 minutes into this one. The penalty is on the senior, Tyler Miller. With 13:57 on the first period clock. PT puts the power play to work with Miller in the box. And Peters Township controls off the draw. Drew Wilbert banged it out to the point. Hunter Ferguson twisting a pass right back to Wilbert in the right circle, but his backhand feed was intercepted and broken up and cleared down, and it's going to be a delayed penalty call coming up against Peters Township. There was a stick foul behind the play, and we'll go to 4-on-4 very quickly. Another hook. And who's this one on? One of the Wilbert brothers, perhaps? Yes, it'll be Eric. Number 55 headed off to the PT box. So that power play lasts just 30 seconds. Actually, not even that. Make it 20 seconds. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the next minute 40. Zakin ties up the draw, and Dylan McElhaney skates out of the Peters Township zone with the puck. Galloping down the right wing side, puts it in the skates of a Blackhawk defender and digs in behind the net. McElhaney overskated it, but Aiden Alexander will take the puck at center, dump it right back in. McElhaney on the regroup, has a man Zakin going to the net, but the pass clicked off his stick. Owen Barrett uses his knee to keep this puck alive. He blocked the attempted clear from Jacob Lang. Lang gets it back, but he's confronted by Zakin deep in the Bethel Park zone. Barrett takes a slap shot on the point drive, and it didn't get through. Hit a couple of bodies in front, maybe. Scooped up by Jaden Teets. He'll swing it out to this near wing, and no one home. All that open ice in the 4-on-4 appeared to maybe confuse the Blackhawks. Sean Merkel was the closest man in orange to that pass. Did not connect. Icing here against Bethel Park. 12:45 to go in the first period. I was just about to say Peters Township didn't get a power play chance against Mount Lebo last week in that 8-3 win. They barely got one here, just 20 seconds worth. Center ice wrist shot, blockered away by Aaron Simmons. Ryan McClendon, the high-scoring D-man, got it there, and now McClendon follows his own rebound to the net, and he's knocked down hard after the whistle sounds. McClendon tall, and definitely uses that reach to his advantage. Got the twig in there, trying to poke home a rebound. Didn't work out for him. Ryan and Luke McClendon, identical twins on the Bethel Park team. Ryan's the right-handed D-man. Luke is the left-handed forward. And Ryan, the defenseman, had the bigger point total last year. 18, including 15 assists from the defense position. Mark Lehman, the goal scorer, rips a shot off a leg. It ends up in the corner, and Bethel Park dumps it right back out to center. Just 12 seconds to go on the Miller penalty to Bethel Park. After that, the Blackhawks will have a very short power play to work with. Hanna's going to chase this back into his own end for Peters Township. Seth Hanna latches on. Patiently, now skates out to the left side of the ice and dumps it all the way down as the penalty to Bethel Park is over, so no icing there on that long clearance from Hanna. Power play begins. Blackhawks will have to be quick. Juan Driscoll charging 1 versus 4 and couldn't make anything happen. Predictably there, the puck came loose and the Indians shot it down the direction of the Bethel Park bench. That's where it got tied up in the skates of one of the Blackhawks. I don't know if they're calling just a bad change here, but the referees are discussing. And the faceoff will be just outside the Bethel Park zone with 11:36 to go in the first period. PT up 1-0 on the Mark Lehman goal. Just 16 seconds into this game. Barrett clears it out for Peters Township. Picking it up there, making his second varsity appearance, Gavin Debkowski, wearing number 90 for Peters Township. We'll try to introduce all the new cast of characters this evening if we can. Juan Driscoll cruising into the offensive zone, but his wrist shot was blocked by Barrett. And the power play is over for Bethel Park. Both teams 0 for 1 in the early going, although they hardly had an opportunity. Eric Wilbert, cross-ring dish, finds Owen Barrett, steps up, gets over the red line, and dumps in. It goes around the horn to the far wing. That's where Jake Bush tries to handle and poke it past the Blackhawk. Can't do it. Bethel Park breaking it out. Dragging it is Juan Driscoll. Long shift here. Owen Barrett will cut him off and chip it up ahead for the carry by Chayton Ringwald. Ringwald on left wing. Fires in deep. Overskating that was Dante Ellison, the junior forward. Fourth line out there for Rick Tingle's Indians. It's Ringwald and Ellison along with Aiden Alexander. Indians changing on the fly now. This will be Caden Slavin stepping onto the ice. Blackhawks do get it out of their end, but Nolan Placio's pass didn't find anyone wearing orange. Placio now will take it right back, feed it toward the middle, and a 40-foot wrist shot goes wide of the net from Jake Cook. High slot. Not much of a threat, and it sailed just past the right post. Indians break up an attempted play, and here comes Ringwald. Shooting in from just outside the blue line. Alexander will kick it ahead, and unable to keep that alive is Caden Slavin. Slavin back to Hanna. Hanna backpedaling under some forechecking pressure from Tommy Eiter. And it comes right back to Hanna. Drives it off the glass. Nearly shot that one into the crowd here. Pretty decent crowd, as you might expect. Not a terribly long drive for Bethel Park to get down here to South Point. Ellison allows this lead pass to deflect off his stick up into the offensive zone. And now taken on by McElhaney on the broken play. McElhaney burrows into the left corner. Backhand pass toward the slot taken by Zakin, eventually out near the blue line. Zakin fired it back against the grain, and it did not connect. He was trying to find McElhaney. McElhaney, the junior, came on as a sophomore last year. He had 7 points in 17 appearances. He was a mainstay despite being an underclassman. Pretty impressive on a deep, deep program like Peters Township. Ferguson ripped it up the rink, and it does not hook up with McElhaney, but it'll drift right in on goal. So Luke Duda has to stop it there in the blue paint and shove it along for his defenseman to try to clear. They can't do it. Barrett shot it toward the front of the net. It rattles around and pinned down by Duda with the glove hand with 8:40 left in the first in a 1-0 Peters Township lead. I mentioned Wondrisco. Joey Wondrisco had a hat trick last week and now gives him 13 varsity goals in 19 varsity games. Number 7 is an elusive character for Bethel Park. He'll be trying to take the place of J.C. Bell. Some of the firepower that the Blackhawks had graduate on them over the summertime. Barrett dumps it on far wing, and taking it there off the boards was Drew Wilbert. Leads it up ahead to Lehman, who is on a 2-on-2 rush but couldn't make the backhand pass to the middle. That's where Eric Wilbert was driving the net. But now Lehman takes it off the far side wall, tried to shoot it, it was blocked. Ryan McClendon leads the rush back for Bethel Park. Colliding there in the corner. Offensive zone with Hanna. It pops free. Taken on and fed in front and a shot. It's off the post. Off the post from Bethel Park's Christian Schrang, who was 10 feet away in the slot. Good setup. But the Blackhawks couldn't convert. Thought that was shot out of play. Yeah, it went off the glass on the face of the restaurant on the far side. And it took a while for the referees to realize that. We have a penalty coming up, by the way. And it's another hooking call, our third hooking penalty of this opening period. Goes against Peters Township. Jake Bush. He'll put Bethel Park back on the power play with 7:41 remaining in the opening period. Bush, the senior D-man, to the box. He appeared 14 times last year. And now he has to watch as his teammates try to kill off this minor penalty. Blind pass to the slot. Not a good one there from Joshua Coe. Was easily broken up by the Indians and slammed down the ice by Bray Sainert. Sainert, a junior, getting an opportunity here in a penalty-killing situation. He'll take an errant dish out at center and jam it up ahead. It's taken on by Debkowski, but he can't quite get it inside the Bethel Park line. But now Aiden Alexander will take it for Peters Township and fire it down the rink, forcing Bethel Park to come 200 feet. Nice little stick-handling move by Wondrisco. Moves in 30 feet away, but his wrist shot clicked off the stick of Hanna and deflected over into the right wing corner. McElhaney yanks it off the far side boards and fires it down the ice again. For Peters Township, they get another clear. Zakin on the forward check. And if you know PT over the years, they love to push the pace shorthanded. It's one of their signatures. When they think they have a chance, they go whole hog after it. Not this time, though. Here come the Blackhawks now, systematically working it up into the offensive zone. Stopping inside the line is Ben Gunther. Gunther, though, couldn't lay it back to his teammate Teets near the point, and the Indians get another clear. 35 seconds to go on power play number 2 for the Blackhawks, trailing at 1-0. Late stages first period here at Prince Scape Arena in South Point. I'm Matt Geika bringing you the audio play-by-play tonight on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Drew Wilbert extracts the puck from behind his net for Peters Township, and his clearance does get out, and here comes Eric Wilbert poking it ahead. He's got a shorthanded breakaway. Wilbert's in, and he's stopped by Duda. A high shot to Duda's glove hand, and Duda closed off that 7-hole, if you will. It could not sneak through between his glove and his body. Blackhawks regroup. Jaden Teets, end of the power play. 60-foot wrist shot easily patted away by Simmons. And we're back to full and even strength for both sides. 5.5 to go in the first period. And what have we here? Is it another penalty? Too many men on the ice against Bethel Park. A bench minor will put PT on the advantage, trying to extend its lead. 5:36 left in the first period. That has now featured 4 minor penalties. Peters Township gets its second power play chance of the game and of the season. They don't win this draw, though, and Seth Hanna's going to have to chase this puck back to his own blue line to corral it. His pass up ahead hit the skate of one of the referees, so that'll force Lehman to backtrack too. He plays it against the grain over to Drew Wilbert. Good entry for the Indians. Wilbert cuts to the middle and shoots with a forehand, and it's kicked out by Duda. Ferguson couldn't get to that puck at center point before it jumped out over the line. Ferguson dumping and chasing. The defenseman will go in after it, but it'll be Ryan McClendon reversing flow for Bethel Park over to Jeremy Bueller. Can't clear, can the Blackhawks. Right in behind the Blackhawks net again. McClendon will try once more, and he rams it off the sidewall, and Wondrisco's chasing after it one-on-one against Hanna, and Hanna wins the battle for that puck. He needed to, otherwise Wondrisco would have had an unguarded chance in on net shorthanded. 4:44 and ticking to go in the first period. 1-0 Peters Township. Mark Lehman's goal in the opening seconds of this one, our only score to this point. Peters Township turns it over inside the Bethel Park line. Now chasing it up ahead is the Blackhawks' Ben Gunther. Gunther knocked it over into this near side corner. One of the alternate captains, Eric Wilbert, feeds it ahead. McElhaney with some speed in over the line on the right wing. McElhaney tried to stick handle toward the middle, and it was broken up nicely by Ryan McClendon. Barrett regrouping, lowering the shoulder, feeding it in deep. From behind the net, there's that man again, Ryan McClendon, but he can't get this one out. Too soft on that clearing attempt to the far side. Alexander down low to Zakin. Zakin returns it to Alexander at left point. Alexander gets around Abraham as he ducks in behind the Bethel Park net. We're down to 18 seconds to go on this bench minor to the Blackhawks for too many men on the ice. Barrett at the right point. One stick handle and then put in the direction of Alexander, but it skipped by him. Barrett has to keep it at the blue line and does. Over to Zakin. Final seconds of the power play. Alexander, good deke move at the right circle. Oh, he had a man going back door. That was Zakin, but he fanned on the pass, did Alexander. Blackhawks back to full strength. Teets coming out of the box, put it into the middle in the Peters Township zone, and too many bodies and sticks to complete the dish. Zakin looking to cut back and create some space, but he could not. Down to 3:20 to go in the first period. 1-0 Peters Township. Zakin, Indians are onside. Takes it off a Blackhawk stick and swirls a pass to the slot, and it's intercepted there. Good defensive position by Joshua Coe. Coe on the dump and chase. Simmons lets it go, stays in his net, and now it's put in front of the goal and shot in and scored. Strang bounced it off of Simmons' glove. It hopped in behind him, and the Blackhawks have the tying goal with 3:02 remaining in the first. Christian Strang, he had a glorious chance moments ago, couldn't convert. This time he does. Strang's first goal as a varsity player, the freshman, connecting there from about 10 feet away in front. It was eerily similar to his first chance. But this time, instead of hopping off of Simmons, the goaltender, and jumping wide, this one hopped in. And maybe just a couple of inches over the goal line, but it all counts the same. So we're at 1-1 after the even strength goal from Bethel Park. They killed off the power play to the Blackhawks, and they struck during the 5-on-5. We'll wait for the announcement for an assist, but as for right now, the Indians have the puck in their own end. Chayton Ringwald cleared it off of Juan Driscoll's leg. Blackhawks back on it here. It's Merkel shooting and patted away by Simmons. Shot came from inside the right dot. Bethel Park feeding off that momentum now. 2.5 to go in the first period. 1-1 the score. Wide shot from Luke McClendon ends up over on the far wing. Coming halfway down the wall to keep it alive is Nolan Placio. Placio in front. Here's a one-time shot from Juan Driscoll off the centering play by Luke McClendon. Good little dish there. And the Blackhawks are finding some of these passes into the slot to be quite inviting. Ryan McClendon kept it alive. Juan Driscoll outside the left dot. Now it's Luke McClendon. Little toe drag move. Kept it alive. Back to the point. Shooting it toward the front of the net was Placio, but didn't have a prayer of getting through. Too many Indians in front of the net. Down to 1:48 to go in the first period. And a 1-1 score. Chayton Ringwald on the dump and chase for PT. Nice check there over there on the far side by Caden Slavin. Or was it? Maybe a little too aggressive was Slavin. Yes, it'll be an interference call. Slavin to the box. I guess the check came a little too late. And Bethel Park goes to the man advantage for the third time with 1:38 left in the first period. This is Matt Geitka from Printscape Arena at South Point, coming to you on PTCT7 as well as Pittsburgh Hockey Digest Facebook page. The faceoff will be at center ice here. Unlike in the NHL and now college hockey, the faceoff doesn't automatically go in the offensive zone for the power play team. And so Bethel Park now will eventually gain control behind its net. And here they come. Nicholas Masseri, the defenseman, charging after his own dump in this near wing corner. Gave it out to the point. Kept in there by Gunther. Gunther guides it down the wood. In the corner, it's a 2-on-1 in favor of Bethel Park. They'll come out of there with it, will the Blackhawks. Jaden Teets circles in behind the Peters Township goal. Kind of a soft pass out to the point. And Drew Wilbert got in the way of that one. It hops loose to this near side. 1 minute to go in the period, but PT can't clear. Wrist shot, rebound off the post, and it skitters around into the slot. Indians survive that one just barely. Tyler Miller put the long shot through. And then I think the rebound went off of Tommy Eider in front for Bethel Park. And we have another penalty coming up after all of that was cleaned up. Goaltender Aaron Simmons down on the ice. His stick ended up in the blue paint. I think we might have a couple of penalties from this situation. Roughing is the preliminary signal. Aiden Alexander's going off. Maybe it's just one. If that's the case, it's about to be a 2-man advantage for Bethel Park. 43 seconds to go in period number 1. It's a 1-1 game. Actually, the roughing call is against Simmons, the goaltender. Alexander will serve it. You don't see that every day. So here we go. 2-man advantage for Bethel Park for the duration of this period if they don't score. Out near the line, Ryan McClendon. He'll tee it up and wrist it through a screen. Simmons never saw it, but it missed wide. To the corner now. Picked up by Sean Merkel. Out to the line, and a one-time shot is stopped by Simmons. Getting a lot on that one was Luke McClendon over there. He blasted from 65 feet. But gobbled up. Glove hand save from Simmons, his best of the game so far. 24 seconds to go in this period. Again, the Blackhawks will get on this scramble draw. 2 extra men, easier to do that. Big rip on the slap shot. It didn't get through. Rebound, they score again. Bethel Park has a 2-1 lead, and it's Juan Driscoll sprinting to the bench for the handshake line. The blast from out by the blue line from Ryan McClendon didn't get through. It hit a Peters Township skate, bounced right out to Juan Driscoll, and he had Simmons at his mercy. Nothing that the goaltender could do for PT, but hope it hit him, and it did not. Juan Driscoll finished inside that left post, and the Blackhawks take advantage of the 2-man advantage. And they still have a power play. 1:31 to go on the roughing minor to Simmons, the goalie. Here come the Blackhawks again. Taking a shot from 40 feet was Eider, but it missed to the right. Down to 4 seconds to go. Peters Township wants to push the pace. Lehman, with that good wrist shot of his, will try to test Duda from out by the center circle, but it fires well high of the net, and no harm done there. So, after a period, entertaining game so far, Bethel Park's Juan Driscoll gets the 5-on-3 goal. Time of that goal was with 24 seconds to go in the first period. We'll take a short break here on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Bring it back for the second period. 2-1 Bethel Park after 17 minutes of play here at South Point. Second period set to begin from Printscape Arena. The home team, the Peters Township Indians, down 2-1 to Bethel Park and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks still have a power play, and Juan Driscoll is going to try to score right off the bat. Can't make a move toward the net. It drifted away from him. Luke McClendon going back door on this diagonal pass down low, and Juan Driscoll banged it off the outside of the goal frame. Good little idea, though, for the Blackhawks. Looking emboldened now. Point shot taken from Luke McClendon, and it's gobbled up at least long enough by Aaron Simmons. No further play on the whistle sounding. The Blackhawks continue to bang away at it. It did come loose, but it was after play had been stopped. Still 54 seconds to go on the penalty to Simmons for roughing. Deflected drive comes through and skips wide of the net. Luke McClendon and Ryan McClendon are just playing catch out there by the point, and it's working to their favor. And we're going to have another penalty here against Peters Township. Indians in some penalty trouble in this one. At this point last week, they were ahead 5-0. Now they got to come back, and they were very good at coming back last year after conceding early. Seth Hanna is gone for the hold. With 16:22 to play in the second period. It's a fifth power play for Bethel Park, and it's another 2-minute advantage for the next 39 seconds. 5 penalties taken by Peters Township to this point in the opening 18 minutes of the game. Ryan McClendon's drive from out by the blue line on a line right into the belly pad of Simmons, and he hangs on. We've had 2 hooking penalties against Peters Township, an interference, a roughing, and a holding. They're going for penalty bingo at the moment. Right now, they got to try to kill off this 5-on-3. Bethel Park controls the faceoff, though. Juan Driscoll quarterbacking it from the left side, gave it back to Ryan McClendon. His shot was blocked by Barrett and cleared by Mark Lehman. Good teamwork there. Owen Barrett got in the way. Have to figure Barrett's going to take a lot of playing time this year after being a regular starter last season as a junior. Now Barrett trying to force the Blackhawks to the outside. He does. Luke McClendon to his brother Ryan out by the point. Juan Driscoll again rips one. Again blocked by Barrett. Coming out of the box is Sainert for Peters Township, and he disrupts this attempted breakout from Bethel Park. And what are we going to have here? Is it offside? Yes. Offside against the Indians, but it does stop play, and it does allow them to catch their breath with 15:34 left in the second. And still a 5-on-4 advantage for Bethel Park, but they do not score on their second 5-on-3 of this game. Yes, it's been penalty-filled so far as Bethel Park tries to start 2-0. They rudely welcomed Upper St. Clair back to Class AAA last week at home at the Spencer Family YMCA. And here at Printscape, formerly Isoplex at South Point, Bethel Park's trying to break the hex against Peters Township. It's been a couple of years since they've beaten the Indians. Offside here against the Blackhawks. Will bring the draw back into neutral ice just outside the Indians' line. Mark Lehman scored first for the Indians 16 seconds in, but since then, Strang and Juan Driscoll for Bethel Park to put the Blackhawks on top. Sean Merkel taps it ahead, and Juan Driscoll circles the wagons again at center. Juan Driscoll down right wing, doesn't like what he sees, so he pulls up. Luke McClendon creates some space and shot it. It was off a skate in front and hopped loose, and it's cleared by Dylan McElhaney of Peters Township. Half a minute to go on this fifth Bethel Park power play. Luke McClendon, cross-ring dish, trying to find his brother, but it's behind him. Oh, Drew Wilbert nearly had a two-man rush with Zakin. Would have been a 2-on-1, but now Wondrisco's in with a backhand that rises high at the crossbar. Pin at the side of the net by Aaron Simmons, the PT goaltender, and we'll get that whistle with 14:37 showing on the second period clock. 15 seconds remaining on Seth Hanna's holding minor. Simmons gets the start here tonight. It was Tanner Ringwald last week for Peters Township against Mount Lebo. Ringwald only faced 22 Mount Lebo shots in picking up his first varsity victory. PT dominated in terms of shots on goal, and thus the territorial advantage, 37-22. Chance for Bethel Park to get another shot through. This was Joshua Coe. Forced out in front. Big rip from out high by Jeremy Bueller. Didn't get through. Back to 5-on-5. Dumped off the outside of the net, and it hops in front of the goal. Indians at least cleared out to the line, but no further. Taken by Strang, one of the goal scorers, and the freshman forward just shoves it in on the PT net, and Simmons makes the stop. Looked like PT might be running away with this one early, but the tide has turned, as it often does in the sport of hockey. So Bethel Park now 1 for 5 on the power play. Peters Township 0 for 2. Battle for the puck after the offensive zone draw for Bethel Park. It skids wide of the net. Blindly fed in front by the Blackhawks, and Mertens takes it for Peters Township. Mertens ahead for Debkowski. Overskated it as it was broken up into the offensive zone, but shot right back in by Hunter Ferguson. The veteran defender, lefty shooter. Good breakout here from Bethel Park. Teets is on the move. Teets, the cross-corner dump, picked up on left wing by Tyler Miller. Miller back to Teets, looking to poke it out to the point. Teets took a couple of swings at it, still alive, but then forced out into the neutral zone by Debkowski. Ryder Mertens forcing it up ahead, but it's off a stick, and it jumps into the Peters Township bench. Mertens, the rare freshman who gets a chance on this PT varsity squad. It doesn't happen often. In fact, I haven't seen it in the 5 years I've been calling games for this program. Just so many players available. JV down to middle school, but Mertens was a middle school star, led that middle school team in scoring as a 7th grader. So he's getting a chance here to prove something. And we'll see if his playing time increases. For right now, more in a checking line role. Lehman's headman pass didn't connect with anybody. He had both of the Wilberts up ahead. Didn't work. This line with Lehman and the two Wilberts flanking him, very effective last year. Lehman had a breakout junior campaign with 12 goals and 16 total points. He's got 4 and 2 already as a senior. He just keeps getting better and better. Play broken up at the PT line. Here comes Wondrisco back. Wondrisco to the right circle, and his wrist shot was deflected by Barrett. Now taking it, trying to jam it in front was Merkel, and he couldn't get it there. Here come the Indians, maybe a 3-on-2. Drew Wilbert has the puck lost in his skates, but his brother Eric's wide open in front, can't get the pass to him. Hit a Bethel Park skate. It drifts out to the left point. Alexander chipped it down the wall. Drew Wilbert's there in the near corner. Indians moving from right to left in this second period. From the seating bowl perspective at Princescape, if you're familiar with it. Seats on the near side and the restaurant, Bubba's Burgers, over on the far side. Barrett will track this puck down at the far boards, put it to the front of the net, and it clicks off a stick and over to the near side wall again. From that half wall, it's Drew Wilbert. Good shift here for the Indians. Down 2-1. Getting toward the middle stages of that second period. Aiden Alexander will kick this one alive. Slavin pulls it off the wall and shot it through a screen. Rebound, and Drew Wilbert couldn't bang it in. He had Luke Duda down. Alexander, a snapshot from the point. That's blocked before it got through. And chipped out to the neutral zone. Here comes Wondrisco. He's going to have a chance. Wondrisco's in a backhand, and he missed to the right side. I think he wanted to go 5-hole on Simmons, but not to be. Boy, Wondrisco is so explosive. You just give him a step, he's going to take 3 on you. Ellison couldn't take this delivery over on this right wing side, and so he'll chase in after it for PT. Bethel Park's Masseri reverses the flow of the play. But there's Ellison again. Ellison to the corner. Ringwald centered for Slavin. Did not connect. And it's in the glove hand, as it turns out, of goaltender Luke Duda. Nothing further there. 11:07 remaining in the second period. 2-1 Bethel Park. Last week, the Blackhawks had just the one power play chance in the whole game against Mount Lebo in that win. Tonight, already 5 before the midway point. Jake Bush for Peters Township as play resumes. Couldn't chop it down the boards and into the corner. No icing here against Bethel Park as Simmons was forced to play it with Joshua Coe pressuring. The Blackhawks' Ben Gunther kept it alive briefly, but now back into the neutral ice area. Christian Schrang will hop on it and shoot in. Taking it behind the PT net is Nick Ullin, junior defenseman. Seeing one of his few shifts right now. He's playing alongside Jake Bush. Dumped in by the Indians. On the pickup, it's McElhaney centering and broken up nicely in front by Ben Gunther of Bethel Park. Out to the center ice. It goes again. Zakin looked to make a bank pass. Did not work out. And then it shot high into the air by Nolan Placio. It did not go out of play. I thought for a moment it would. Over on the far wing toward the restaurant side of the ice where all the banners hang for both Peters Township and Cannon McMillan. They share this rink, as do the Trinity Hillers, another PIHL squad. This one does go out of play. It lofts over the far side glass. New puck in play, caught by referee Taylor. 9:59 left before the ice cut at the second intermission. Bethel Park leads it 2-1. This is PIHL hockey on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest and PCTC7. Mertens. Wrist shot weakened on the way as he burst down the left wing. Now picked up on that far side by Anthony Foltz of Peters Township. Indians looking to get that forecheck going. Hanna reaches in with the stick and deflected it over to the far side. Foltz, one hand on his twig, knocked it a little bit further. Out to the point now at the left side, and it's Hanna putting it in deep. Mertens crushed behind the net. He just noticed at the last second that Ryan McClendon was ready to lower the boom, and he was able to brace himself. The puck's still in the Bethel Park zone, though. Good work here by the Indians. Shot wide by Hunter Ferguson. Taken here by Nolan Placio, but he can't clear. Again, the Indians flexing their territorial muscles. Behind the back pass, Debkowski's shot from the slot, bidding for his first varsity goal, and he's stopped by Duda. Debkowski was set up by Mertens. Good little play here from a young line. Debkowski, the junior, and Mertens, the freshman. And the Indians draw a penalty. That seemed deserved after all that puck possession time. PT to the power play with 8:53 left in the second period. Hooking seems to be the call du jour against Bethel Park's Robbie Abraham. Power play number 3 for the Indians, set to commence. The advantage unit for Rick Tingle's Indians will be Lehman between the two Wilbert brothers, Drew and Eric, and the two defensemen are Aiden Alexander and Owen Barrett. But the D-men have to go chase this one after the Indians lost the draw, and Bethel Park got the full ice clear. Eric Wilbert galloping back, gave it away. Oh, what a chance. Off the post, I believe, from Ryan McClendon, the Bethel Park defenseman, getting into the act shorthanded. What a look from 10 feet away, just to the left side of the net. PT a little careless coming out of its own end. Barrett tries again, has a man in tow, but despite that good puck support from Drew Wilbert, the pass went right by him, and it's shot again down the rink by Ryan McClendon. Eric Wilbert fires a pass ahead, a good one onto the stick of Lehman. Lehman doesn't like what he sees, so he dumps in, despite already getting possession over the line. In beyond the net to get it, Eric Wilbert returns it out to the point, and Barrett right back to Wilbert. That's Drew now on this near wing side. He and Eric working in this left circle. Eric skips a pass across, doesn't connect to Drew, at least not directly, but Drew gets to that loose puck over there on the far side half wall. 7:43 to go in the second period, and driven down the ice and cleared by Bethel Park's Bueller. Jeremy Bueller getting the job done. The Blackhawks get a quick change. At least 3 of the 4 bodies are fresh. McElhaney uses his skate to gather this pass as he gets in over the offensive blue line. Good backhand pass across rink. Alexander shot deflected in front, and it's score! Peters Peters Township has tied it up. I'm not sure who got it. In front of the net was Bray Sennert. He's celebrating like it might be his. Tough to tell who went off last, but the Indians have a power play goal, and with 7:22 to go in the second period, they've tied it up 2-2. I'll wait for the announcement. It was one of those greasy goals in front. The shot came through. It looked like the Indians had something there on the great cross-ring pass from McElhaney. So it is Bray Sennert scoring his first varsity goal from Aiden Alexander. With 7:22 to go in the second period. Back and forth we go at Prinscape. Now it's the Blackhawks' turn to try to counter. They can't here on the centering pass. Hopped onto by the quick skating Dylan McElhaney. Gains the line, rips the shot into the glove of Duda, and he hangs on. 6:47 to go in the second. The Indians get their first power play conversion of the year, making the hooking penalty against Bethel Park's Robbie Abraham sting. Two to two. Indians scored first. Bethel Park got two back, and now the Indians back in a level and even game. Debkowski helps control the draw, but the puck drifts out to the neutral zone. Ferguson lifting a grenade in deep and dispatched right back out of the zone by Ryan McClendon. Seems like Ryan McClendon barely leaves the ice for Bethel Park, and I can see why. He's right now paired with Nolan Palacio. They backpedal as the Indians try to fire a long stretch pass, and offside against Bethel Park after that play was broken up. Eight total penalties in this game, and two of them have led to goals. Last year, these two teams played 3 times, twice here, and once out at the Spencer Family YMCA. Each time the Indians had the edge, and not an exaggeration to say that decided the regular season crown in Class AAA. Masseri's backhand goes in behind the Peters Township net after the quick dump and chase game worked out for the Blackhawks. But now the Indians look to set up their forecheck. Skating in after it, Anthony Foltz. And now Masseri tries to get up ice and take the pass from Ryan McClendon, but McClendon will take this all the way himself. Skating in over the offensive blue line and risking one high and wide to the left. Owen Barrett. A little slow in getting to that puck, so Masseri will take it. Right back to Ryan McClendon. Shot it through a screen, but it missed. From the corner now, Aiden Gorman behind the back pass, and it'll be Masseri returning it out to the point. Right back in deep to Masseri. Lost control. His opposite number, Anthony Foltz, will try to clear it out, but he can't. Now the puck lingering in the Peters Township zone for a while. 5:15 left in the second period. Alexander spins, ripped it against the grain. Chayton Ringwald takes care of the rest, and at least it's out to center if you're an Indians fan. Ringwald pinned to the wall there on the check from Jaden Teets. But it's Owen Barrett firing a pass ahead. Ellison on the chase for the Indians. Ellison gets to that puck first, prying it away from Ben Gunther. Ringwald from behind the net, put it in front, jumped off of Slavin, and Ellison swung and missed from inside the right dot. Good chance. Ringwald from behind the net. His backhand play hit the outside of the goal. Tied up at the side. Now it's in behind. Bush pinches down, but Slavin will get it to him anyway. Bush from out by the blue line. Cracked it off the kick plate. Behind there, it's Ringwald into the left wing corner. Ringwald gave it out to Hewlin at the point. Fan on the slap shot. Right at the top of the circles in the Bethel Park zone and scooped up by Abraham. And he'll send a pass up this near wing side, chased after by Jaden Teets. Teets for BP. Looked to shove it to the front of the net. That was broken up. Tries again. It does get just outside the crease, but swatted away by Jake Bush. And here's Ellison trying to get past Ben Gunther. Can't quite do it. Gunther takes and lifts it off the window and out. 3:55 to go in the second period. 2-2 the score. Bethel Park and Peters Township. It's a good one here in our debut broadcast for the 2019-20 season on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Hewlin digging in to try to retrieve this puck cleanly for Peters Township. He gets pinned to the wall, though, by Juan Driscoll, one of our goal scorers tonight. Eric Wilbert will usher it out to center and in over the blue line. Wilbert chasing after it. It hops loose to the left circle. Lehman turned, fed it to Ferguson. One-time shot, missed wide left. Drew Wilbert clicking a pass to his brother Eric. Eric pulls it away from a checker. Now a backhand pass to the slot, but no one home. Ferguson just barely keeps it alive on the blue line, literally. Hannah, backhand dish. Eric Wilbert trying to find Drew, and his swirling backhand bounce wide. To the near side boards again. Lehman, one try, a second. At least got it toward the Bethel Park net, but cleared away. Now on Driscoll lurking in the neutral zone. He'll chase down this clear for Bethel Park in the right wing side, but he appears to be a little out of gas at the moment. Under 3 minutes to go in the second period. Luke McClendon breaks up an attempted breakout from the Indians. And the Blackhawks try to make something happen. A backhand chance from a sharp angle by Luke McClendon. It goes off the mask of Simmons, and then Luke McClendon barreled into Simmons and knocked the net off its pegs. That's the reason for the whistle you might have heard. 2:38 left in the second. Wouldn't call it a grade A chance for Luke McClendon, but he nearly made something happen on the backhand side. Simmons appears to be okay, and in fact, McClendon was pushed in. It appears interference is going to be called against the Indians' captain, Mark Lehman. PT shorthanded for the 6th time tonight with 2:38 to go in the second period. Hey, we went about 6 minutes between penalties. That's an accomplishment tonight, it seems like. The Indians bench wants an explanation for why. Rick Tingle is saying that should have been legal. But Lehman is off for interference. And so PT has to dig in on the PK. Sainert and McElhaney, along with Hannah and Ferguson. Sainert, the goal scorer in this second period, the only goal scorer in this second period. We've seen a couple special teams goals already. One 5-on-3 goal for Bethel Park, one 5-on-4 goal for Peters Township. And the Blackhawks again cleanly control this draw. Luke McClendon's shot from out by the blue line, deflected again. That appears to be the plan here. Give Tommy Eider a lot of credit. He's won several of these power play draws, and now Eider digs in behind the net, but it's picked up and whipped down the ice by Hunter Ferguson of the Peters Township Indians. Bethel Park on the regroup. Juan Driscoll takes it from Eider. Juan Driscoll drifting to the left side, the right-handed shooter. Banked it off the boards for the on-charging Ryan McClendon. Ripped it off the outside of the post. McClendon now backhanding toward the front. Simmons jumps on top of it, and Simmons, who's already gotten a roughing penalty tonight, thinks better of striking back against Eider, who was hacking for the rebound. 1:55 left in the second period. 1:17 to go on the Mark Lehman interference minor against the Peters Township captain. Face off at the right side from the Bethel Park perspective. Indians will get it up and out. Eric Wilbert working 1v2, cutting in against Ryan McClendon, put it between his skates, came right to the goal, and his chopped shot is stopped by Duda from close range. Eric Wilbert slams his body into the corner glass out of frustration. He created that shorthanded chance, but didn't get full wood to it. Ice is pretty rough at this stage of the game before the second intermission, and just wasn't enough room to pull off the stick handling move. Here comes Drew Wilbert, though, trying to jam it in after he took his own face-off win and charged right to the net. He takes a couple of stick swings after the whistle sounds from Bethel Park defenders, but no penalties coming up here. 1:40 left in the second. And the Blackhawks want a full-scale change. They don't like how things have looked here in the past 20 seconds or so on this, their 6th power play of the night. So Jim McVeigh pulls the trigger, getting some fresh bodies out. Indians win the draw, though, courtesy of Drew Wilbert. Point shot save, rebound by Drew Wilbert, and that stopped too. Aiden Alexander, no nonsense from the point. He wasn't really trying to put a ton on it, but he caused some trouble with that skipping wrister. Duda made the initial stop, but burped up a big rebound. The faceoff now comes at the left circle side. It'll be Dubkowski taking it for Peters Township. He can't win it, but keeping it alive is Aiden Alexander. However, it's a hand pass called out by the line. And that'll take the faceoff out of Bethel Park real estate as play grinds to a halt late in the second period. Yeah, the Indians are fine with a bunch of faceoffs. Lack of flow is a friend of the team down a man. But this time the Blackhawks appear to have a chance to break it in. Juan Driscoll, good move to the inside, but the puck drifted away. Tommy Eider keeps it alive at the half-wing wall with help from the referee, who actually got in the way of that Peters Township attempted clear. To the point, Ryan McClendon tees it up and missed again. Boy, he gets a lot on those shots and doesn't look like he swings that hard. Just that long leverage, long levers. Luke McClendon down the wall, roughly 1 minute to go, and this will be a penalty. A penalty in the offensive zone against Bethel Park. That'll extinguish the final 25 seconds of the power play. Roughing called against Luke McClendon. That's the fourth minor against the visitors tonight. 1:02 on the clock. We'll skate 4-on-4, and then Peters Township will have a brief power play before we adjourn for intermission. Face-off just outside the PT line. Eric Wilbert will chase after it. Loose puck comes loose to Alexander now, and his attempted snapshot didn't get through. Alexander again. Down to 48 seconds to go in the frame. From behind the net, Ryan McClendon turned it over to Drew Wilbert. His pass to the top of the circle, and Barrett couldn't handle a bouncing puck. Now Alexander reversing it to Barrett, left side. A shot toward the front of the net. Eric Wilbert deflected it into the corner. He was set up in front with that tripod, that stick down on the ice, ready to try to fool the goaltender, Duda. Now Barrett back at the red line. Power play begins for the Indians. Can they do something with it? Lehman's on the ice here on the near wing, along with both Wilberts, Barrett and Alexander. Eric Wilbert barreling down the right wall. Getting behind the net does one of the Wilbert quadruplets. Over to Mark Lehman. Indians need a shot. 7 seconds to go in the period. All the way out at the point is Eric Wilbert. He turns, feeds to his brother Drew. Lehman's calling for it in front. He gets the pass, but time runs out. The Indians put the loose puck into the net, but well after the buzzer sounds here at South Point. So at Prinscape Arena, we're tied at 2 between Bethel Park and Peters Township. The only goal of that second period, Bray centered his first varsity goal, the junior, cashing in on the power play about midway through that period. We'll be back on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest and Peters Township Community Television just after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back inside Prinscape Arena here at South Point, Pennsylvania, or Cecil Township if you prefer. I know Alan Saunders, the proprietor at Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, is a stickler when it comes to municipalities, so I'll allow him that one. Either way, here at the home of the Peters Township Indians, we have a great one in Game 2 of a 20-game regular season in Class AAA. The big schools going at it, Peters Township and Bethel Park, and we are tied at 2 after 2 periods of play. I am Matt Geica bringing you all the live play-by-play, audio only this week. I'll endeavor to get this technical issue or difficulty sorted out before next week. Brian Mitchell of Pittsburgh Hockey Digest will be joining me on the call next week, in fact, right here from Prinscape Arena. I believe that's a 9 o'clock game, if I'm not mistaken, for Peters Township, as the Tribe try to stay unbeaten on the year. Of course, just one game in, but after blitzing Mount Lebo last week, I'm sure they were feeling like they had a pretty good chance of roaring out of the gate. The ice is resurfaced here, as is traditional in PIHL high school pucks, after 2 periods of play only. So we'll have a fast track for the third. It has been fun so far. Mark Lehman scored just 16 seconds in for Peters Township. After that, Bethel Park answered with a couple of goals back-to-back in the final 3 minutes of the first. One from Christian Strang, the freshman. Another from Joey Juan Driscoll, the junior, and the highest scorer on Bethel Park so far this year. That latter goal from Juan Driscoll was a 5-on-4 tally. It was 2-1 Bethel Park after 1. In the second period, a few more penalties, not as many as the first. Just the one goal was scored on a power play, Peters Township's first man advantage strike of the season. And it came off the stick of, or maybe the body, in fact, of Bray centered in front. I'm not sure he really got the composite to it. I think he was in the area, though, into the blue paint, chasing after a rebound. He got it done. Aiden Alexander shot the puck to the front of the net, and it bounced off of Luke Duda, off of Bray Senert, and congratulations to that young man. He has his first varsity goal. That was the only goal of the second period. We're tied 2-2. Actually, next week we're at Frozen Pond Arena, one of my favorite venues in Western PA, as PT will be at Butler. Peters Township starts out with 4 out of its first 5 here at Princecap. That's the only outlier in that bunch. Next week for Bethel Park, which already, as I mentioned in the pregame, has a trophy this season. The St. Margaret Icebreaker Tournament went to the Blackhawks. Head coach Jim McVeigh downplayed that last night when I was talking to him over the phone, but hey, that's an accomplishment. I don't care what time of the year you're able to defeat all comers. But Bethel Park now into the regular season here after a win over Upper St. Clair, the newcomer or the returner to Class AAA. They'll be at Cannon McMillan, so that means right back here at Princecap next Tuesday. We won't have that call, but we will be on the call, myself and Brian Mitchell, next Monday up on, what is that, Route 8. Yeah, Frozen Pond in maybe technically Valencia, but it is the home ice of the Butler Golden Tornado. Okay, we're set to drop the puck at center ice. Mark Lehman will do the honors for Peters Township, moving from left to right against Joey Wandrisco of Bethel Park. And we're off and rolling with PT in possession. 51 seconds to go on its 4th power play of the night. Back behind to get the puck for BP is Jeremy Buehler. He can't clear. Tied 2-2. Showdown between two teams that figure to contend once again for the regular season crown in PIHL AAA. Centering pass from Drew Wilbert. Does not connect to Eric Wilbert. No fault of the passer. I think Eric just missed it. It was right at his forehand. Ferguson from the sidewall, near wing, to Eric Wilbert, circling in behind the BP goal. Banked the pass over to Hannah. Down to one knee. One time a feed over to Ferguson. Goes back door with it, but it was deflected. Sean Merkel got a stick in the way for Bethel Park. A saving play. Ferguson out near the point. Big blast. Duda kicks it away with a pad save. Down to 4 seconds to go on the penalty to Luke McClendon of Bethel Park. Indians reaching in. They have a 4-on-2 advantage on this near board, but they're not able to get the puck loose in time. We're back to 5-on-5, and now the puck squirts out to center. Hannah on the retrieval to his own blue line. Lifted it off the window. Down it goes in behind the Bethel Park net. Turning away from pressure, Jeremy Buehler, the Blackhawks defenseman, drives it off the glass. It hit a partition. Weird bounce out to Aiden Alexander, the Peters Township defenseman, who dumps in to the offensive zone. If no score in this period, or if we end up tied, 3-3 or 4-4, who knows, we'll go to overtime. Long way from that, just letting you know, though. It does not end after 60 minutes. And if there's no score in the overtime, we'll have a shootout. An attempted pass from Eric Wilbert hopped out of play. If you hear me say Wilbert a lot, there are 2 Wilberts on the ice tonight. There could be 4, but as for right now, the goaltender, one of the Wilbert quadruplets, Alex is his name. He's out due to injury. So Rick Tingle, the Indians coach, going to some different goaltenders. He said he wants to rotate through the first 3 before the showdown against North Allegheny. That was the Penguins Cup final last year. That'll be in game number 4. Tonight, Aaron Simmons has done pretty well in the PT crease. Same can be said for Luke Duda, the sophomore, getting his 2nd consecutive start for Bethel Park, and Coach Jim McVeigh in his 22nd season in charge. We return to action here in the 3rd period. One of the goal scorers for Peters Township, Bray Senert, leans in to try to take this puck off the kick plate. Back to the point it goes to Barrett. Not sure if that was supposed to be a shot on net or a dump in. It ends up in the corner nonetheless. Breaking out of the Blackhawks, Luke McClendon up ahead. He's got a man in tow, but decides to shoot wide from the right circle. Top of the right circle, in fact. Kind of a low percentage shot. And he missed anyway. Kicked forward by Ben Gunther. Bethel Park defenseman. And now it's the PT D-man, Owen Barrett, taking over. Errant pass, though, from Barrett. Ends up back in the possession of Bethel Park, but now Dobkowski pokes it ahead for the Indians. He's on it in the left wing corner, Bethel Park zone. Trying to clear Jaden Teets for the Blackhawks. Couldn't get it by Aiden Alexander at the line. They hack and whack for it on the half wall. Alexander kicks it to his stick, but it drifts away. And out with it now are the Blackhawks, but Robbie Abraham couldn't get it much further than just barely inside the Peters Township line. Back to the Bethel Park line it goes. Abraham hoists a backhand. Flagged down by Aiden Alexander. Looks to connect to Anthony Foltz, but it's tipped away from his blade. Chasing it on back in behind his net is Bethel Park's Ryan McClendon. Drives it around the wall, and down it goes. Way too hard, but it won't be an icing. Referee Steen washes it out. Might have been deflected by a Peters Township defender on second glance, just replaying that in my head. Nick Hewlin fed it on far wing. This is the freshman, Mertens. Couldn't make anything happen there. Ryder Mertens, the rare freshman, playing for the Peters Township program that doesn't lack for a number of players available. Special case here, though. Back to retrieve, Jake Bush, the senior defender. Bushy, as they call him, knocks it off the far side wood, and it's picked up by Nolan Placio and fired down the rink, but it's an icing call. Placio was behind the red line. Some free-flowing action in the opening 4 minutes of this third period. For a change, the first two periods featured a total of 10 minor penalties and 10 separate power plays. Who knows? We might get some 5-on-5 here in the third. Of course, a lot of that's up to the teams. Referees Taylor and Steen have called it as they've seen them. Penguins down 3-1 to the Winnipeg Jets, so if you're frustrated with that and you're tuning in, thanks for listening. Usually we have video available for you on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, but just audio tonight, so I'm going with the old school radio call. No problem with that as the puck drifts in on PT goaltender Aaron Simmons, and he pins it down with that trapper hand. Simmons donning the white mask with the all-black pads, black blocker, black glove. It's the exact opposite at the other end of the rink. Luke Duda for Bethel Park, black mask, and all-white paraphernalia. Eric Wilbert, after the shot was blocked out high in the Peters Township zone, Drew Wilbert wanted to swing it toward the front of the net. Drew Wilbert right in front of the goal, chops it in! It might have been Eric Wilbert, in fact. They were both right there. The Wilberts team up for the tie-breaking goal with 12:30 to go in the third period. It's Eric Wilbert leading the handshake line back at the Indians bench. The Sharif don't like it, but he rocks the Casbah to put PT on top for the second time in this game. Even strength goal for Peters. So call it Eric Wilbert from Drew. And that top line makes something happen for the Indians. Expect to hear that a lot this year. They were pretty darn good in combination last season. And now as seniors, they figure to be even better. Ringwald looked to take that puck and pin a defender to his backside. Now he does in this left wing corner. So the Indians back on top. Bethel Park led 2-1 after one. The Indians asserting themselves on home ice. Aiden Alexander's long shot save. Rebound, Ringwald, and it went off the post and wide. Oh my, he thought he scored. Chayton Ringwald thought he had it. He was celebrating, but unconvinced was referee Steen. I think he made the right call. Of course, no video review in PIHL hockey, so that call will stand. We remain 3-2. The PT fans down to my left were all celebrating as well. It banged off the body of the goaltender Duda and then clinked off the iron. Here's Simmons pinning it to the ice and getting the whistle for Peters Township. So that close to a 4-2 lead for the Indians. Instead, we play on, just one shot away from a tie game. Eric Wilbert has the tie-breaking goal here. He had a big night last week in that 8-3 win against Mount Lebo. Loose in the Peters Township crease, and Simmons scoops it up and stands high above the fray. Nothing further from that. Last week, Eric Wilbert playing setup man twice and also converting one, so that's his second goal and his fourth point already of this season. What more could you want in our first broadcast of the year? Goals in each period, some special teams, some even strength, some pretty good goaltending as well, and good energy in the crowd, too, for the 7 o'clock start. Jack Zakin ducking wide against the Bethel Park defender that he faced up against. That was Masseri, and it'll be Ryan McClendon pulling it out of a crowd, firing it up to the neutral zone. Now Masseri charges down the wall against Hewlin for Peters Township. It's a 2-on-2 scrum for it. They battle on. Now jamming to the front are the Blackhawks, and jumping on it, Simmons. Tommy Eider came out of the crowd with the puck. He all of a sudden had a forehand chance, but I think he tried to pass to the back door. Christian Strang was stationed there. He's already scored once. But the freshman did not have that puck come loose to him, at least not in a shooting position. I think he might have gotten a touch to it, but already after it was pinned up against the pad of Simmons. Off the draw, the Blackhawks go forward with it. Luke McClendon spun but couldn't center, and the Indians force it out to center ice. Ripped right back in by Jacob Lang, Bethel Park defender. Now Lang gloves down this play up ahead, and it's taken on by Anthony Foltz of Peters Township. Has a man in front, and his elevator pass was well over the stick of Gavin Dabkowski. Would have been an amazing play for Dabkowski to turn with that pass behind him and knock it in on the backhand, or heck, even get a shot on goal, and he could not do either one of those things. But still a promising break from Foltz, the junior, in just his second varsity contest. Hunter Ferguson takes this handoff from his goaltender Simmons and clears it off the glass. Now Hanna on it for Peters Township on the far side of the ice. Seth Hanna drives it too hard for anyone to take cleanly. It'll be all the way back in the Bethel Park zone and picked up by Bueller. Rips a pass on near side, a good accurate one. Connects on to Gunther. Gunther to the left circle, bottom side of it, and his backhand hit the outside of the netting and picked up by Owen Barrett. Lead pass to Mark Lehman. Tries a little dipsy-do move to the inside. It's not going to happen, but Barrett keeps the puck alive at the blue line. Barrett to Lehman. Lehman feeds Eric Wilbert. He scores, but the net's off its mooring. Oh, my. It was a great play, but the net was well off its left peg. There was no stoppage in play. That whistle should have sounded about 5 seconds before the puck went in. That net was well off. In fact, both posts were off. I was following the puck. I didn't see what caused the net to come off its pegs, but no goal, even though Peters Township made it happen off the broken play. So twice it's been a close call. Twice the Indians can't convert. That time by no fault of their own. Drew Wilbert off the wall, between the hash marks. Couldn't get the shot off. He's confronted by a couple of Blackhawks. Lehman, a fadeaway shot from the left half wall. That missed into the right corner. Never a bad idea for Lehman to let it rip, though. Probably has the best shot on the Indians. Back to the point, Alexander. Cross rink to Barrett. He rips it off the outside of the net. In behind, Drew Wilbert forces it up the far side. Aiden Alexander pinches down to keep it alive for the Indians. Rick Tingle said last night in our conversation he wants this team to be more of a down-low, grinding team. It's Lehman shooting from 55 feet, patted away by Duda. Back to the point, Barrett. His slap shot was blocked. Ryan McClendon slugged it away from the side. Aiden Alexander knocked it down the boards. To the corner. Ryan McClendon picks it up, reverses flow with a nice little 10-foot dish to Jaden Teets, and the Blackhawks do escape. 8:14 to go in regulation time, 3-2 Peters Township. Looking to cut back, this is Gunther for Bethel Park, but he's denied in the middle of the ice. Barrett closed down his time and space. Alexander takes a funky carom off the corner boards, and now Bethel Park puts it right through the crease. That was Jacob Lang, and it ends up in the glove hand of Simmons off a corner shot from Masseri. He chased after it, but there was no rebound from it. 7:54 showing on the third period clock. Eric Wilbert's goal has PT on top. It would qualify as a come-from-behind win, even though the Indians came from ahead. They were up 1-0. 16 seconds into this one, Mark Lehman chased his own rebound to the goal mouth and scored. Lehman got his fourth. Now Eric Wilbert's second has staked the Indians to their second lead of the night. Dylan McElhaney charging ahead, looked to take the puck with him, kicking it along into the offensive zone. Didn't happen. Bethel Park back in possession. Lang swung it around, or at least tried to the far side. Now he'll try near, but his dish hopped over the stick of Jeremy Bueller. Bueller gets some help there from Sean Merkel. Merkel shot to the far side. Bethel Park just trying to find a crease here to get the puck out of its own end. It'll be Lang, unable to clear past Jack Zakin at the point, but Zakin gave it away to Luke McClendon. Back on the Blackhawks 2-on-3. Juan Driscoll pulls up as he's confronted. Put it to the middle, though, and it connected to Luke McClendon, but his turning forehand was partially shanked. To the point now. Bueller into the middle. Luke McClendon's backhand drifts off of a body. That's that of Masseri. And off to the end boards. Good check there from Zakin to get the puck loose for PT. And it'll be McElhaney carrying it out to the safety of center. He'll dump it right down in on the Bethel Park net, and Luke Duda didn't want to hold it, but he had to with Ellison right there in his kitchen. 6:48 to go in the third. 3-2 Peters Township. Face-off coming up at the right circle. It'll be Caden Slavin. Slavin follows his own slam try to the sideboards, but Bethel Park clears it, at least to the red line. Chasing after it there, Tommy Eider. Back in the Blackhawks zone, a nifty play from Ryan McClendon to pull that between his own legs. Otherwise, he would have given it away to Ringwald. Kind of a suicide pass from his partner over there, Placio. Now Placio's going to chase back to retrieve this PT dump in. But Placio's pinned by Ellison of Peters Township. Ellison centering. Ringwald can't stuff it in. Ran out of room. Now Ringwald chases to the far boards. 6 to go in the third. Indians by a goal here at home at Prince-Scape Arena in South Point. Juan Driscoll stretches out. He skates in over the line, but the puck didn't settle for him. He could not make a move as it jumped up on edge. Can't blame the ice. We just had the resurfacing about 10 minutes ago. Gavin Dabkowski escapes to the center red line, but turned it over. Juan Driscoll's right back on the counter. Juan Driscoll, low shot save. Rebound, Simmons stops that one too from a sharp angle, and he jumps on it darn near all the way over into the corner. Simmons drifting after that one, didn't want to take any chances, and he also had Seth Hanna backing him up in the blue paint. Simmons earns his first varsity start here tonight. It was Tanner Ringwald, his junior classmate, last week. We expect to see number 99, Joey Nelson, next week at Butler on Monday night, but we'll see. Shot from the sidewall by Luke McClendon, easily gobbled up by Simmons, and we'll do it again. Another face-off from the right circle from the Bethel Park perspective. Winning it back, Gunther on the tie-up. Hanna looked to lift the stick of Coe. Coe centers. It's loose between the hash marks and picked out of there nicely by Eric Wilbert. Leads it ahead for his brother Drew, but the pass was a little too elevated for him to take it cleanly, so he'll just slam it in. Now down to 5 to go in regulation time. Bush shot into the offensive end. Eric Wilbert was still well up in the offensive zone, so he has to tag up. Indians will simply play D-to-D in their own end now. Drew Wilbert tapped it off the boards, broken up by Jacob Lang. Good read and react play from the Bethel Park D-man. And now PT has to try to get it going again from behind its own goal line. Eric Wilbert simply clears it to center. Ryan McClendon couldn't make the pass cleanly to Josh Coe on the far side. Juan Driscoll wanted to flip it into the corner, but he didn't get good wood to it. Some broken plays now, all in a row. Both teams trying to find some possession. Lehman will on the turnover in neutral zone. Lehman passed it a little bit behind. Drew Wilbert, though, in the high slot, and the Blackhawks try to break it out. And they will. It will be Masseri pivoting that one into the near side corner. But there first is Bush. He finds Lehman. Lehman gets the puck out to center ice again. Suddenly it's 4 minutes left in regulation time. 3-2 Peters Township over Bethel Park. None of the Blackhawks have ever beaten Peters Township. None of the Blackhawks on this current squad, I should say. It's a 2-year losing streak, including 3 losses last season. Center will chase after for Peters Township. On the left wing side in the offensive zone, Center gets the puck, finds Zakin, shooting off the blocker hand of Duda. Good little play. Type of thing that Rick Tingle wants with his team ahead. Best defense is a good offense. Sainert, Barrett couldn't keep it in legally, so he backed off to wipe out the delayed offside. And it's gunned in by Gunther of Bethel Park. Ferguson up to Zakin. He sensed some pressure coming quickly, so he just deflected it up ahead. Didn't try to make a play, and that turned out to be the right play as it settles short of the icing line. 3:10 to go in the third. Foltz, who's looked good in this third period for Peters Township, but he could not put that puck on the stick of Dylan McElhaney, his line mate, out to center, and it's a hand pass against the Indians. 3 minutes exactly to go in the third period. You wonder about a timeout, perhaps, for Bethel Park coach Jim McVeigh. You know, he's thinking about it. Neither side has taken their timeout as of yet. Again, we're audio only tonight. We'll endeavor to be back on the video side next week. In the meantime, hope you enjoy the old school radio call. This is Matt Geiger from Prinscape Arena. Driscoll takes a lead pass, snaps off a shot, but Simmons saw it the whole way, and the PT goaltender made the save. Simmons looking for his first varsity win as PT tries to improve to 2-0. This shot from Jacob Lang, or maybe it was a pass in behind the net, hard to tell. It deflected off the skate of Anthony Foltz and hopped into the protective netting over on the far side of the rink in front of the restaurant. So a defensive zone draw with 2:42 left in the third period. After 10 penalties in the first two periods, nothing here in the third. It's been all 5-on-5. To the point, a drive and a save by Simmons, and the rebound hopped off his stick and high in the air, but no Blackhawks were there to glove it down or knock it in. Simmons called for the fair catch. He had enough time and made the play. A little more like a shortstop maybe on that one. It was Ryan McClendon, by the way, who got the shot through. Now his twin brother Luke tried to win that face-off, and again it hops out over the glass. We'll do it again from that right circle for the third consecutive face-off. Luke McClendon and Ryan McClendon, Joey Driscoll also out there. Jeremy Bueller and Sean Merkel. That's the fivesome on the ice right now as Bethel Park tries to erase this 3-2 deficit. The Blackhawks led 2-1 after one, but now they trail. Drew Wilbert, kind of a wild shot from out above the circles, and didn't get it on line, but he did get it deep, so I think he pulled off what he was trying to do, at least at the bare minimum. Now Seth Hanna out in the neutral ice. Cracks it off the sideboards in front of the Bethel Park bench, forcing the Blackhawks to come 200 feet with it. Ryan McClendon played it up to the skates of Hanna, but he lost it to Driscoll. He skates in down the left side. Driscoll couldn't get the shot away, but it's still loose in the high slot. Skating in there defensively to pick it up is Drew Wilbert, the Indians winger. Over to Eric. Backhand couldn't clear. And a shot from the point. Look out from Bueller. That went off of a PT defender, and then Simmons had to make a slightly awkward save. Back out into the center ice area. Eric Wilbert chops it ahead. 90 seconds to go in regulation. Indians by a goal. Hanna. Oh, his cross-ring pass hit a stick that was lying on the ice, and it deflected into the bench. Hanna's saying, why didn't you guys pick that up? Talking to the two referees. It was lying there for a while. But just two men in stripes on the ice in PIHL games, so a lot of times you just don't have the opportunity. Timeout called by Bethel Park, so Jim McVeigh wants to talk things over with just 85 seconds to go, or 1 minute and 25. Again, next week's broadcast will be from Frozen Pond on Route 8 up in Valencia. Peters Township will take on Butler. Its only trip up to the home of the Golden Tornado. It's basic this year in PIHL AAA scheduling. One home, one away against everybody. 11 teams in the division this season. Both of these teams were aiming to stay on top at this very early juncture of the 2019-20 campaign. If you're wondering, the new teams in Class AAA, Upper St. Clair and Pine Richland, both formerly in AAA, but they've returned because of their good results at the AA level. That's how the PIHL classifies programs. It's not necessarily the size of the school. It's about how you do at each level. And you can move up or move down depending on those results. By the way, Butler 0-2, so the Indians will be trying to deal the Golden Tornado a third loss next week. Timeout's over. The faceoff will be in the neutral zone. We're getting down to it here at Prinscape. 1:25 left. The Indians have a 3-2 advantage. Goaltender Luke Duda down to my right for Bethel Park, remains in net, but he's about 10 or 15 feet above the goal line. First opportunity, he's probably going to skate off. The puck ends up in the PT zone here. Luke McClendon, Duda staying in for right now. To the point, Gunther's blast off a PT skate, and it deflects over to the side wall. Creeping up is Bueller now to keep it alive. Luke McClendon, sharp angle shot, patted away by Simmons. Getting toward a minute to go in the third period. The battle's on for the loose puck in the corner. It'll be Gunther, Bethel Park's number 13. Flipped the pass over to the far side. Ryan McClendon knocked it right back in behind the Peters Township goal. Over to Gunther, to the point. Ryan McClendon's shot, deflected, came loose to Barrett. And Barrett just nudged it barely out over the blue line. Duda's off the ice, 6 skaters on for Bethel Park. Ferguson shot it down the rink, but from his own end, this will be an icing call. He was trying to find Bray. Centered, I think, up ahead. Centered already has 1 today. And we've seen him out there in some key situations. Some penalty killing. This time, though, he'll head off the ice. The Wilberts will come on. McElhaney will also change off. And the timeout now will be taken by Rick Tingle and Peters Township. Early standings in Class AAA. Let's look at those for right now. Central Catholic, Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebo, they've all already played 2 games, as has Butler. Butler's 0-2. Central Catholic, USC, and Mount Lebo all 1-1. PT at 1-0 entering this one. So is Cannon Mac. I mentioned Bethel Park. A win over Upper St. Clair opening week. Seneca Valley, champions of the Penguins Cup from 2018. The Raiders won their first game 4-3. North Allegheny yet to play, so the defending Penguins Cup champions waiting longer than everyone to begin their title defense. Pine Richland 0-1. They suffered an overtime loss, as did Erie Cathedral Prep. So at least they pick up a single point. You get 2 points for any kind of win, 1 point for an overtime loss. There are no ties in PIHL hockey. You play until there is a winner and a loser, whether that be in regulation, overtime, or a shootout. 3-2 Indians. Timeout's over with. No timeouts left for either team. On the scramble here, 31 seconds to go. Drew Wilbert has it hop over his stick, but Lehman's going to clear it down and out. Will it go too far, though? Yes, it will. Another icing against the Indians. So at least one more draw in the shadow of their own goal for the Peters Township Indians, looking to make it 2-0. PT won 14 regular season games last year, plus an OT loss. They fell in regulation just 3 times in 18 games. One of the stronger programs in the state, definitely in Western Pennsylvania. Lehman wins the draw. Eric Wilbert clears it off the glass and high into the air, and it's not going to be an icing. Ryan McClendon to center. Mark Lehman goes for the empty net, but Ryan McClendon picks it off. McClendon's up to the neutral zone. Barrett steps up and checks him off the puck. 6 seconds to go in the third. Clear to the near side by Mark Lehman. Barrett gets it out into the neutral zone, and that's going to do it. The Indians are 2-0. Indians win. Indians win 3-2. A come-from-behind victory, reminiscent of last year's team and the way they picked up so many of their wins. Lehman, Sennert, and Eric Wilbert, your goal scorers for Peters Township. On the Bethel Park side, 2 in the first period. 1 from Christian Schrang, his first as a varsity player, and Joey Wandrisco got his 4th of the season, but it wasn't enough. Aaron Simmons, the junior, gets his first goaltending win, and Luke Duda takes a hard luck loss here. Just allowing the 3 goals, but the Blackhawks could not chip in a third to at least force overtime. Thank you so much for listening tonight on the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest Facebook page. One last time from Printscape Arena in South Point, I'm Matt Geika saying good night, and when the radio fades, you know life's moving fast. Talk to you next Monday with Brian Mitchell alongside from Frozen Pond, as it'll be PT against Butler. Talk to you then.